Welcome to the Bite Show. It started with a string on my husband's hand. He was handing me my morning coffee, one shot, lots of foamed milk, extra hot. As my fingers closed around the mug, I noticed the golden thread coming out of the back of his hand, trailing toward the ceiling. Obviously, I looked up. The thread was so thin and delicate, only visible where the steam from the mug hit it just right. I quickly lost sight of it in the air. "Monica, are you alright?" I blinked, my husband's words drawing me out of a contemplative trance I hadn't realized I had fallen into. He was waving his hand in front of my face, and there was, of course, no string in sight. Desperately needed that coffee. A few days later, I saw the second string. We were sitting at the kitchen table, and my husband was 5 minutes into an ode to the keto diet. I tuned him out, staring absently at the space just above his head. That was when I noticed a golden glint in his brown hair. It was a thread moving up and down in rhythm with his lips. An intrusive thought wormed its way in. I reached across the table, grabbed the thread, and pulled up. His jaw snapped shut, I let go. What everyone misunderstands about ketosis. I pulled again, his jaw closed again. His hands continued gesticulating, as if he were still speaking. Above his fingers, 10 threads glinted intermittently. What the hell? I jumped to my feet, my chair clattering to the floor. How had I never noticed them before? Golden threads pulling on every one of my husband's limbs, taut and vertical, shimmering as their periodic movement caught the light. "Is something wrong?" his mouth said, the thread at the top of his head sliding up and down. I looked around for the closest weapon, a pair of scissors on the counter. I grabbed them and pointed them at him. What are you?" I asked. "What did you do with Roy?" Riz danced, and the thing that looked like my husband stood up. "Whoa," he said. "Monica, give me the scissors." A thread tugged his hand, and it moved toward me. Without thinking, I zipped the thread. His wrist immediately went limp. He didn't seem to notice. "Maybe you should sit down," he said, as another thread tried to sling his arm around my shoulders. I snipped at one too, and his arm fell heavily to his side. Then I was cutting frenziedly, the blades of my scissors snapping at every unnatural glimmer in the air. His limbs dropped down one by one. Finally, I cut the thread above his head, and his body collapsed to the floor like a pile of sticks. I stood over him, panting. I caught my distorted reflection in the mirrored finish of the refrigerator door. Wide eyes, wild hair, and above my head, a flash of something golden. I positioned my scissors over my head and... "God,"